across the course of Spring Split. Last week did have a little bit of a struggle. Ooh, okay. Okay, Malphite is the lock. So,
pretty game as well, because in this sort of position, this is kind of the LeBron.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Jun had to flash away. Hans Summer going forward onto Jun, who's popped the heal, Ignite ticking. LeBron flashes out, but Hans Summer gets first blood. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, there's a kill happening in the mid lane as Isma falls and Caps goes down as well.
It's not even a chem drink, so what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Exactly. There's probably something to do with mountains. The teleport comes in behind G2 here. They're looking to take the Drake. They'll get it. Glacier Prison onto Skewmon. He pops the Crescent Guard. Great flash into the bullet time, but not really too much damage on the backline of G2, and they're going to re-engage. Cap goes forward, dashes out to the other side. Jackie's and Jun here as well. Broken Blade trying to flank himself with a TP. LeBron able to get away towards the bottom side. Broken Blade has that unstoppable force. LeBron the first to fall. Flash forward from Lottie to get the stun on BB, who flashes to the wall and then unstoppable forces across. And will manage to escape. G2 sacrificed their cow.
Because Caps was trying to regroup with Broken Blade and they were just all over the place.
Immediately off that, Giant X will start up the Void Grubs. They'll get to LeBron trying to use Isma as a taxi to get out. Skewmon gets in to steal away a Grub though, and that means he'll have Mike spawning. Lot coming across. LeBron stopped in the middle of the blast cone, and Lot gifted the kill. 3-2 now in favor of Giant X. Caps just taking plates in the mid lane while all of this happens.
Yeah, they're trying to get the plate made and also the plates in bot lane as well. You can see Broken Blade work his way through it, but Malphite not exactly.
Giant X, they are losing plates on the bot side, and Skewmon are looking for the dive here onto Lot. That tower very low. We'll be able to take it. Lot pops the Grandmaster's Might. Skewmon goes in, but a leap strike out is enough for Lot to escape his clutches.
So you can kind of see a lot of the...
You're losing gold on the rest of the map. Lot's going to lose about 2 or 3 minions again. Broken Blade has a tower to get to here and has the unstoppable force it required. So he shouldn't die. If he does, because he didn't use the ult properly, and he manages to escape.
Yeah, again, though, like, you're seeing all these tools used by Giant X to try and make this play and force it on the top side of the map, but you're not really getting anything first. You're even getting the rotation from both Caps and Lebrov now to be able to cover that top half of the map, so it's what you're alluding to, the side waves being so much heavier in G2's favor is netting them a bit of an advantage here as...
Brokenblade's just fighting. True Shot Rush coming out as well. Jackie's might have to use the Fate Sealed to escape because Caps is on the flank underneath the tower. Jackie's down to 300 HP. Caps jumps in. Soul Unbound from Jackie's is perfect. Caps will take him, but he'll fall it. I think that's all that Jackie's could have got out of that.
That was the best Jackie's could have hoped for, especially as I thought Caps would just defend. Jackie's trying to get out and then wait for that wave to crash. But
Giant X could gain control of that whole area. I was wondering if BB would teleport down to this tower to make sure it survived, but he was at risk of a 4-man tower dive if he did that, and even Malphite isn't tanky enough to survive that. So it will be Drake and a tower over to Giant X. Gold lead about 700 in G2's favor right now, but they will be able to pick up this Rift Herald, and using that will hope to break through at the tier 1 in mid.
They will need to TP Broken Blade back to the top side though if they want to try and make this fight happen.
Is the eye open? It's not. Isma could steal this. Glacial Prison, there's the eye, taken away by Noah. Skewmon diving onto Isma. LeBron coming in from the side as well. Skewmon doesn't really have anywhere to get out of this one. Might have to flash out of the back of the pit. Broken Blade flashing forward. Jun flashes over the True Shot Barrage. Manages to get the 2-man stun as Skewmon's killed off Jun now. Skewmon's so low. Sunder Sky healing. Absolutely massive, but he's shut down by Lot. The flash out from LeBron as Broken Blade opens up onto Noah, who still has the barrier. And Broken Blade is CC'd to high heaven. Broken Blade falls. Giant X pick up a 2-for-1.
Great call from Giant X. May even... Oh, there's no Soul Unbound, so Cap should just walk away, but great re-engage by Giant X. They went, hang on, Broken routed in the pit, and Sama isn't really in a position to do the damage that he needs to, especially as Lot starts to reposition him. Noah is being jumped on by Broken Blade, but it's not doing a huge amount, and Jackie's and Isma are just having a field day in the pit. Like, when you get these isolated skirmishes with the Sejuani and the melee champions, it works out so well.
And it does. Rift Herald used by Giant X immediately afterwards. Lot jumping onto Skewmon. LeBron there for the knockup. Bullet time onto Skewmon as well. As Giant X are now 7-4 up. Jackie's wants a piece of the action as he CC's Caps, and Caps just about glides away with the Between Worlds. Still doing his grouping and pushing into the jungle together here. But as you say, it always comes at quite a large cost. So G2
Lot, that's not
up in the mid lane. Lot is going to teleport in here, can immediately counter-strike if needed, and will do so. It takes half his health for it. The dragon goes down. Jackie's is the one to secure it for Giant X. Second dragon of the game. Glacial Prison hitting onto Broken Blade. Not the target you want. Hansama able to jump away from Lot. Jackie's will pull his soul back into his body and retreat from the fight. Good slow from the Make It Rain. But Giant X aren't going to find too much more here. G2 still grouped up as 5. Looking to push through for this mid lane tier 1.
Yeah, Giant X did manage to get the dragon, so they're just trying to reforce entry in towards the mid lane tower. G2 trying to play for that. But if GX overextend here, it could be out of
Jun! 3-man knockup with a Pop Blossom! Fate sealed, follow up, and Broken Blade has to ult away. Caps already dead, didn't have time to react with a flash of his own. An incredible engage from Jun. Doesn't get Giant X too much, apart from saving their mid lane tower.
Man, Jun's Nico engages have been sick. He's one of the few people that are still bringing this out. Like, it's his, well, Labrov has, but 4 times now, it has been a consistent factor for Giant X. And Jun has just performed every single time. And now G2 kind of feeling the brunt of that, as that could have been the moment G2 start to take over control of the game. Getting that mid lane tower, starting to get some of these side lanes under control. Hasn't been as clean as it usually is. And Giant X have been punishing well. Like, Jun getting into that position over the wall, finding the flash, and now catching more.
Oh, Lot with the flash forward, double stun. Hansama coming across the wall as well, as Lot is quite deep here. LeBron gets the knockback. Glacial Prison going short. LeBron still knocked up. Pops the Unbreakable Will, but there's the bullet time from Noah, as they manage to kill the cow. Bounce out. Jun's flash will be up before LeBron's flash is up. Caps is having a real struggle bus of a day, as well as Broken Blade will be able to take this top tower. Face Sealed comes out. LeBron chasing forward here, but Giant X are on the collapse, and Broken Blade is in too deep. And there's not much he can do as Giant X collapse on him. They'll kill off the rock, and now Hansama has to arcane shift away from Lot, who is on an absolute tear.
But that's 2 members
ready to fight. I have to remember, in front of their home crowd in Madrid, Jackie's jumps forward. True Shot Barrage has been used. We'll give it a little bit of vision. Glacial Prison down as well. There's the bullet time, and Skuma doesn't get to play the game. Jun with a good Pop Blossom onto Caps, and here comes the rest of the chase. Giant pusher than the other one, even if the health bar looks a little bit bigger. As Lebov here trying to defend his top tier 2. Lot goes in, Counter-Strike used. Lot, that was so greedy. Pops the stopwatch. Face still coming out from Jackie's as well. But I don't think Lot survives for too much longer. Never mind. He jumps in, gets the sunlit sky. He goes into the burst of bullet time. Lot, that was absolutely gorgeous. He survived for an absolute age. Does die in the end, but at what cost for G2?
I don't know if it was gorgeous, but if you squint, you can make out the picture. And I think for Lot, that's all he needed to do in that situation. Coming out with the kill, Giant X. Can they just end right here? I think they can.
Lebov's up in 8 seconds. Hansama's 20 away, as is Caps. The inhibitor tower and the inhibitor have gone down. Giant X with an 8,000 gold lead now. Knocking on the Nexus. LeBron's looking for that long flank round. The second Nexus tower, the target for Giant X. But the minion wave not actually in range. LeBron gets a double knockup, stopping the channel through those Hex gates. Caps on his way in. Dashing forward with the weirding. Isma the first target. Isma the only target, as G2 will fell the board. The chase continues as Caps is dashing forward. Doesn't have a blast cone to take to go any further. Jackie's jumps back in with a base seal, takes down one, he's looking to make it 2, he'll find 2! And he channels his way out, where is this guy?
It's daylight robbery from Giant X.
In Madrid, Noah now taking the mid-tier 2, Giant X 7 towers to 2 up. Still 7,000 gold in the lead as Skuma pops the Crescent Guard, but goes pop himself. A little bit too greedy, trying to hold on to that tower on stop. Unbreakable Will, used by LeBron just to survive through the bullet time. I'm sure Nia would have wanted one of those, but instead he had to dodge the bullets. Broken Blade on the front line. He is not a tanky mountain. Meanwhile, Caps goes down as well. Giant X. It is a demolition. It's 21 kills to 6. It's a 10,000 gold lead. Like, the only person with more than a couple of kills on G2 is Hansama, and he really hasn't had a chance to influence this game.
Yeah, I think when you're an AD carry in this position, there's very little that you can do. Giant X demolishing G2. That was not the sentence I expected to say coming into today.
No, nor did I.
Actually, the Jhin pick will be the difference maker this game. Unironically, if he's ahead and can actually do a lot of damage to their front line, I think they're in a good spot. But otherwise, their comp is so low damage on the side of the
Punish it as of yet.
I don't think you have to punish it necessarily, though. I think it's just stopping the push.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Dragon, bit of a annoyance to lose, but it's only been, what, turret plate gone to that bottom side? When you're Caitlyn, you want this turret basically gone by 15 minutes. So the fact that you haven't actually been able to snowball an effective lead is a win in and of itself for Giant X. Now, I still think, like, you need Jackies. Well, maybe...
I love this boulder.
That is a nice boulder.
Both the top laners proxying waves, as they are wont to do. Isma looking for LeBron. Glacial Fisher coming down as well, and Isma and Jern in a 2v3 right now until the curtains open. Nature's Grass coming out. And Jern pays for his jungler's arrogance, really, there.
Isma being able to jump onto him, I think he can make things a little tough. So, not saying that Caps will have a bad time, it's just that operating as valuably as possible as a play in these fights can be a little tough.
G2 are going to try and contest this. Broken Blade has not moved at all, whereas Lot has. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out. The Magnus Sword follow-up, and Skewmon is down. Giant X will get their first kill of the game. They'll get all 6 grubs as well.
Nice. Good job by Giant X, shifting Lot towards...
situation. It might be a between the towers play. Instead, he's putting on his best cosplay.
Is he out?
As he looks to pretend to be a wolf.
No way.
You can't catch him, man. He's a wolf.
And you get the top tower for it. Like, Dragon will be taken, but the fact that Lot managed to escape there is incredible. As GX, yeah, they get tower, Dragon gone. 2 dragons, I should say now, for G2 as well. So definitely a little bit of nervousness around those objectives, but still.
Yeah, I think for Giant X, they're happy enough that they got the 6 grubs, right? It's that exchange that they've decided to make. Lot getting out is huge for them as well. Not giving over that extra gold alongside the objective. Giant X will want to play around the next couple of Drakes, obviously. With it being Infernal, you don't want G2 to get to an Infernal Soul with that Hui or even the Caitlyn. Can just do a lot of damage from long range. Jackie's here looking for Lebrov. Skewmond as well. Seismic Shove will get the stun back onto him with that Unraveled Earth. Double TP's being used. Glacial Fisher coming out. There's the CC follow-up onto Lebrov, who tried to save his jungler, but can't save himself. He will fall first. Jun takes it into Portal Combat. And G2 begin to back away. Noah Clip tasting the hole. Not enough, as the Severing Bolt does not connect.
The Severing Bolt and the artillery fire far forward, trying to get the play on towards Jackie's and sets up for Isma to follow up.
Just way too far forward there from Caps. Good one, Rob.
Thank you.
It's a good joke. Oh, LeBron got out as well.
Picture.
Shadowing Strike coming out, but Bob pops the Unbreakable. Can stand beside Skewmon, but the Decimating Smash coming out might stop him in time. Okay, all credit to Giant X, but G2 have absolutely lost the plot. These last sequence of plays have been diabolical from them.
In the wing, so Hero going down, looks like mid lane tower before the Dragon seems to be the call as BB looking for the tier 2.
It's the classical play, right? You go with the Rift Herald in as the Dragon spawns, you put the pressure on, Rift Herald will get the charge in, Good Weaver's Wall will lock out G2. There's the tier 1 in the mid lane for Giant X. Now they can turn their attentions over to the Drake. Isma tried to ride the Herald, but she was not long for the Rift.
Jackie's
on the flank, flash forward, seismic shove, Nature's Guard's coming out as well. There's Magnus Storm to follow up. Skewmon dashes in with a twisted advance, but the Spiraling Despair is going to do a lot of work. Jun is the first to fall, and now Jackie's is the second to go down. Giant X a little bit too greedy, a little bit too deep, and they might just lose 3. Broken Blade comes in with the World Ender and ends Isma's day. G2 fight back.
Jackie's didn't get onto the carries with that flash forward. Hansama managing to sidestep the flick back, which means it's just Skewmon who ends up setting up and even
back in this game a little bit. Still a 1.2k gold lead for Giant X, but soul point for G2. 2 items on their carries, 2 items as well on Skewmon, who has gone for the unending despair as LeBob caught a little bit here. Skewmon jumped on as well. Good double knockup. Isma should be able to make the tree go timber. He runs towards the top side though. Phase rush. Not enough. He phases out of existence instead. Giant X once again with a pick. Is it Buttercon time? That would feel very greedy.
I think you kind of need to get something out of it.
Keep it aggroed for now. Jackie's is on the flank down towards the bottom side. He's spotting out Skewmon. Good double Shadowing Strike. Jun can jump across the wall. Ardakan should reset as it runs out of patience. Jackie with the Weaver's Wall. They're going first for LeBron, but the Nature's Path and and Cap's still alive on the backside. Could make this a very sticky situation for Giant X. Jackies is already dead, so's Isma, and G2 didn't really have to burn too much to do it.
No, the fact that G2 ended up being on the right side of that wall in the grand scheme of things worked out fantastic for them. Better grouped, better frontline access, and now it's over towards the Baron, and I don't think there's much that Giant X can really do.
I just felt a little forced from Giant X, unwilling to wait out for the next Drake, instead trying to get the Articon Baron double combination. But G2 will get the Baron. They'll take this fight as well. Let's have another look, because it was a very odd sequence. But no, they didn't pick up the Articon, just went for the Baron and then reset. They're looking for the Soul, though. 40 seconds before that Drake is up, and the gold has swung back in their favors.
Giant X trying to move both Pantheon and Talia across the midway, but I think, as you say, it's just going to be the Dragon push. Try and see if you can keep Giant X underneath their own tower and open up as well. The trap line that's already been successfully put down by Hansama is kind of where you're going to fall back to and play behind us.
Oh, Jackie's Broken Blade dashed across the wall here, snuck behind Jackie's, flashes forward, the Voltaic Psycho Sword doing so much work as BB finds a kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, another engage with the Magna Storm. Broken Blade's going to TP onto the backside, though, as Noah has to cleanse away from Skewmond. Broken Blade joins the fray. I'm not even sure he was needed. He'll take a double out of it. Hansama gets another. Noah's going to fall, and this is it. Giant X swept away a triple for BB, 11-6 now for G2. Soul on their minds and these tier 1s and tier 2s.
Skewmon did a great job there of getting onto Noah in the back of that fight, because Jackie's was already dead, so by removing Noah from the equation, there was just no damage left in the middle of that clump of people in the river. So Hansama just outperforming in the fight, and G2 outperforming in the rift. You'll see it here as the pick from Broken Blade, really well done. Jackies thinks he's safe, but
unable to really step too far forward. Have to, group 4 people in mid if they're going to get any pressure. G2 will start up the Articon. Look how quickly it's going down. Already down to 3,000 HP. Unstoppable Onslaught coming out. Lot's going to eat up a couple of those Yordle Snapshites. The Grand Starfall onto the backline, but Isma is way too deep. Lot's already fallen. Giant X just can't find a way in. The false life now sitting on G2. Broken Blade with that flank position. Look how much damage the Infernal Soul is doing. Noah dead to a Severing Bolt. Isma's gonna fall as well. Only Jackies and Jun left alive, and I'm not sure they can stop this advance.
I mean, Jackies was in the base as that Atacon was going down, and G2 punish effectively as Lot overextends, and now the base gonna fall next.
Seismic shove on a Broken Blade, but he's still got the false life buff. Jun is dead. Hans is dominating. G2, they have enough minions, they have a tanky enough Maokai to push this one in. The Weaver's Wall blocked again by Lavrov. Jackie's ace in the hole won't be enough to get through the Seraphs, but Broken Blade will 1-5-1 on this Aatrox. 6-1-3 on this Aatrox in the end, as G2 take the win and even out the series 1-1.
Respect the. I mean, it looks like they have the biggest wombo combo comp in the history in OD2.
Yes, it's crazy.
I'm getting an old school Peace Pigeon wombo combo right now from that G2 composition. We want to set up for the Yasuo. You got it in jungle, you got it in mid lane, you got it.
For the moment, not too much happening. I wonder if Isma might look towards bot after he's taken this Scuttle Crab. Lot chunked out a little bit, but he's on his way to Mega Gnar. Yeah, Isma's there, waiting behind Lavrov and Hansama. Cap's very low in the mid lane. Oh, one more! Oh, Jackie's! Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, Jackie's kind of into that one a touch. A small tad.
A smidge. It's definitely been more topside focus in this series when it comes towards getting grubs, whereas G2 have kind of put their latches into the Dragon and say, this is our win condition, fighting around these, and it looks like we'll continue that for game number 3.
What we don't realize is it's actually next level mind games from Isma. He starts up the Drake to make Skewmon think that he wants the Dragon. Okay. Whereas actually he wanted the grubs all along, but kind of piggyback off Lavrov and get out.
But I was going to say, I think for G2, if I was them, I'd try and push in top, as Mega Gnar just going to be there for damage, but push in top and then look for the reset down in towards bot lane. But with all the rigmarole, it hasn't really happened here, and BB is doing fine.
Going in. Lot still in that mini-Gnar form. You can see BB flashing over Isma. Flash Cyclone, though, does get the double. Lot healing up as well. Lot will fall. Cap's now knocked up with the second cast of the Cyclone. Isma! Oh, no! Yes! Isma! Never mind! Caps knows. He's in your mind. He knows exactly where you are. Caps now 3-0 on this Orianna.
Yeah, the Lebrov had gone for the reset, so I think Isma kind of knew, look, if I try and run into any other bushes, there's eventually going to be a G2 bot lane that shows up, so had to take the risk of resetting, but broke Cap's ankles for a little bit.
They want to go for a fight, but looks like this is all about just giving Jackies as much gold as possible. Cap should be able to take the first tower of the game, though, and continue to extend his gold lead, almost as a fully stacked Seraph's Embrace already. And it's going to be a very strong Orianna. As the plates fall off, Giant will get a tower of their own.
Yeah,
Orianna
this
is as fed as Caps is. Next objective's up with the couple of Void Grubs still here for Giant X. There's another Drake in 2 minutes' time. Jun looking for Skewmon, can't quite land the slam into the wall, does force him out, so Isma should be able to pick up this Scuttle Crab before Lebrov comes across. Lot now jumping in, Skewmon going forward as well, and TP comes out. There's the quickness from Lebrov. He needs to escape, but he can't get away from the Cyclone. Broken Blade here to join the play, but Giant X get a kill. Keeper's Verdict stopped by Jun. And G2, I mean, they went for that play, but it was Giant X who came out on top.
Yeah, you can see Caps was running down from top lane, but as soon as he showed up, Giant X was
First item before they really do too much. G2 with a push in the mid lane should be able to take their second tower of the game and extend that gold lead.
Set up for G2.
I mean, as soon as Lot goes into minion art form, you have to feel G2 will go on the offensive again. Yep, there's the quickness. They step in, they dive forward, and down goes Jun. No Keeper's Verdict available anymore. Isma has to flash out the back of the pit. Lot forced away by Broken Blade. G2 will happily accept Soul Point.
Didn't even have to burn the ultimate from Caps. It's just enough damage from Lebrov knockup and the final breath coming through from Broken Blade. So G2 for G2, and you've already lost your 2 towers top. So now you have a potential Rift Herald onto a tier 2, or you just outright lose a tier 2 for this play by Giant X.
It's Rift Herald straight away from Skewmon. They're going to charge in here. Only have 2 grubs, so it's not the quickest push, but Caps is so strong with Leandries and Seraphs complete that his auto attacks absolutely slam through a Narbar. Jun's looking for Broken Blade. Steadfast Presence will get a couple of people knocked up, but that's a big cooldown down for the remaining fight. Giant X have started up the Hextech Drake. Skewmon is there. Keeper's Verdict stopped by the blast cone from the Lebrov. The Cyclone going forward, but Isma's rooted in place and can't find anyone. The Drake does go over to Giant X, but at what cost? Lot's getting chased down by Lebrov. Lot jumps back in, a 3-man Gnar with a double stun. Summer goes into the Featherstorm. Caps is falling lower and lower, but he's still surviving in the middle. Noah's going to be able to take out one. Broken Blade looking for him as well, but Noah gets another. Great sidestep from that Steel Tempest. Giant X lose 3, but they get the Drake and they take down 2 with them.
That is kind of why you didn't get that shockwave, because there wasn't value for Caps to use it, right? Like, Lot is on one side, you've got Jun who's putting pressure on the other. This, though, is less so.
Lebrov going for Jackies. Quickness gets in range. Jackies knocked up. There's the shockwave, and Jackies is dead. Lebrov's going to fall as well. Skewmon being chased down towards the bottom side. G2 have found one, as have Giant X. Lot goes into the Mega Gnar form. Skewmon getting chased out by Isma, slowed up, but can just flag and drag his way away. Jun flashes in, but there's no real follow-up from the rest of Giant X. Killer Instinct on a Broken Blade, gets the knock-up into the last breath. Now Hans Summer starts to open up, gets the root, but in goes the Cyclone. Noah's on the wrong side of the wall to really do too much. Raw Catapult coming out. Skewmon's now separated from the rest of his team, and he will fall as well. In the end, it's Giant X coming out on top in terms of the trade, losing 2, taking 3.
These are not fights that should be going this way.
Saying, okay, we know you're going to try and play around that dragon. We'll start up the Baron while you do. Noah's going to be able to take the Drake. How low is that Baron right now? 9,000 on it. Isma trying to get behind the pit. Keeper's Verdict goes down. Skewmon's not in the pit anymore. Skewmon's not in the pit anymore. And that's the easiest steal I have ever seen happen. Lot trying to go in as the Rob has to pop the quickness. It's daylight robbery in the LEC.
But that's also going to be the mid tower going down as well. Look at where Noah is. G2 are throwing this game over and over, and Giant X are happy to pick
as well. Have the false life buff now. It's only 1,000 gold lead, but the momentum is truly in Giant X's favor. With this Baron buff for the next 2 minutes, G2 on the back foot, last breath going in. Noah able to escape. False life does get procced in the end, as does Jun's, and now Jackies is on the retreat. Isma, I mean, he could look to try and save his mid laner, doesn't need to. Jackies able to get away. Thorn now TP behind, as you say. Jackies uses the stopwatch, puts the Arcane Storm down, knocked up, locked up, and he'll have to withdraw as well. Giant X greedy going for the tier 2 in bot lane. Noah and Lot are both biblical. At the moment, G2 are not at their biblical strength, we can say.
I think GX are doing a good job.
Do you think they're able of it? Able to do it. That's so much better as we see Lot getting caught out. Does have that Nart. Broken Blade dodges to the side of it. Isma and Lot do still have their false lives. Keeper's verdict stopped by Jun. Jackie's still pushing in the top side. G2 do gain control over the mid lane wave.
In the grand scheme of things, though, like, it hasn't been that impactful of a Red Bull Baron power play. Like 3K, sure, but a lot of that was off the back of the immediate fights and the immediate Atacon and that. So
giving I think this one up. It's going to be at least 6 dragons in this game, maybe 7. As I expect, we won't see the end in the next 5 minutes.
G2 are kind of splitting the GX right now.
Yeah, because there's a tier 2 here for them, right? G2 did get a quicker push in top lane from Camps, but they know exactly where Lot is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Lot was going to go for the hop over the wall.
Oh, Isma goes in with a cycle and onto Summer. Meanwhile, Jackie's down towards one side as pops. Camps his stopwatch. Isma's going to come back up with the GA. Killer Instinct in by Noah. Jackie's kills Summer, and now it's all on Noah to try and put the team in his arc, but he can't do it. Good double knockup from LeBron. Skewmon and Broken Blade, the only 2 left alive though, and Jackie still has the damage. Skewmon will fall to Jackie's. The death ray is his death knell. Broken Blade catches the wave. And I think maybe a lack of damage now for Giant X, as they might turn their eyes towards the Baron, but LeBron and Broken Blade are still both up.
Jackie still has a lot of damage and his stopwatch gonna need it.
Knockup, last breath onto Jackie's, but he's damn tanky with the Rod of Ages. Jackie's pops the stopwatch side from power, giving him a little bit of a shield as well. Broken Blade falls to Isma. It's Jackie's that takes the kill. Isma gets LeBron. G2 thinking, if we can kill Jackie's, we can stop the Baron. But
Wave on top of him to Sombrero, but only ends up hitting on towards Isma, who already has that GA as well. So he's back up in the fight. And then as this fight goes on, Broken Blade is just too low on the HP to really follow up on this. Jackie's there, is now up and available for him. So you're still finding these moments that are tough for G2.
Lebrov, man. Talk about the engaged possibility. Lebrov on a flank of a lifetime. Lot coming in as well. That's the Arcane Storm. Jackie's just on the front spot, front foot as he pops the stopwatch to avoid the shockwave. LeBron forced away. Caps the same, does have the teleport. LeBron should be able to escape this. Root landing only onto the clone there. Giant X, I mean, they forced the shockwave out of Caps, and they managed to catch Skewmon, who has a Guardian Angel. It's going to be resurrected in the middle of Giant X. They miss all of the CC that they wanted to happen after he comes out, but still managed to take him down. Now there's a Drake to fight over, and G2 don't have their jungler.
And you've still got Isma's engage as well, so G2 need to be so careful of Brav.
He has to use the quickness to try and escape, but he's locked up, and Jackie's with the Siphon power. Noah takes it in the end. Hunsummer the next target for Giant X, and G2 are caught all out of sorts. Hunsummer's down as well. The soul secured. Caps on the front line as Jun slams him into a wall. Giant X proving that they're the better team with G at the start of their name.
It is rare that we see Cap start 3-0 in a game, and now maybe on the brink of losing said game. Giant X, they want to take it right here.
Caps and Broken Blade trying to defend. They have Shockwave, they have the last breath, but Jun is keeping them at bay. The Killer Instinct in by Noah. Stopwatch to avoid the damage from Caps. Giant X, take a bow in front of your fans. Solo queue and the like. Alisir is the lock in the end though, so a little bit more CC, good into the rail, something we've seen a few times. Well, I say a few, gains a little bit of the damage.
Yeah, so it looks like it would just be take the trade of the opposite side scuttle, and then try and see what the next game
dive?
Is it?
Razork's, he's here. They're diving this. Oh yeah, Mirwin, what you got? How are you going to escape the shield bolt? Oscar in and uses the barrier. Razork tanks up the tower. Mirwin flashes away, but cannot escape. The barrier coming in clutch there for Oscar in, as Razork's able to escape without having to burn his flash.
Yeah, the fact that
Mirwin has no flash. Mickey looks for the flank position here. Oh, Mirwin. Oh no. Oh me, oh my, oh Mirwin. Mickey flashes, exhaust, knockback. Upset's going to open up. There's the stun with the trample, and the scrap shield shouldn't be enough to get Mirwin out of this one. Upset has to flash. Mirwin still goes down.
Good effort from Mirwin, but yeah, Fnatic have his number. He actually said coming into this on a respawn, but with the kind of movements that have happened now, and also both bot and Fnatic ahead, I think this becomes way more difficult for Movistar Core to try and go for.
MKOI will be able to get the first dragon of the game, though. LEC getting the smite down, which is why you see a slight CS lead for Super and Alvaro due to the swaps and the fact that Upset and Mickey had to play a little bit on the back foot. Alongside that, oscarinin constantly going low in this top side makes it hard for him because you kind of want to go low, but LEC is just waiting around the corner here. Hounds pursue Oscar. Jumps in, gets the barrier, gets the heal back up, but it's just dead anyway. Grand Starfall coming in now as Razork jumps into the middle of two hands pursuit there for the follow-up chase. Aegis Soul is used for the damage reduction, but Razork doesn't really have anywhere to go. He's burnt alive and chopped down by the dogs. LEC with a double kill.
Are you not entertained? Movistar Core!
We've seen AD carries die for less, Rob.
Bot side, Mori.
oscarinin, ignited, jumps in with the infinite dress as well, and Super stacking up the tower, down to 200 HP. LEC coming in from behind as well as oscarinin looks for a little bit more, but can't find it. LEC has all three of MKOI's kills, a spear in his pocket already. Super gets into mid, it's now there, and now they have the man advantage.
But Mickey did end up wasting a bit of time, because all he was trying to threaten was Razork could use the Grand Starfall to get to this play, so you have to pull across multiple members, and it means that
they're going to go for it. They're TPing into bot lane.
Yeah.
Mickey's coming across here. There's the Grand Starfall. Mickey just knocks LEC over the wall, which he was jumping over anyway. That's straight for Fnatic. And as you said, good job by Mickey, bought the time, and Fnatic react to it.
Yeah, great play. So that was kind of what I was saying. Like, Mickey just needed to
cleaver, yeah.
So it's just like, hey, I get more health and can try and play through being that little bit tankier since I will be the main target.
Weaver's Wall here, trying to catch out Alvaro. Will get him back with the seismic shove. He flashes away, dies to the spear from Razork. And Fnatic invests a lot, but they do manage to pick up the enemy support. I think the Eclipse versus Edge of Night debate is for the Malignance on the Ahri as well. Much more damage output with this build rather than something like the Rod of Ages. Gonna land the charm here. Shield Bolt coming out though. Jojo maybe thought he had a little bit more backup than he does. There's the Magnastorm onto Razork. Aegis Assault coming out. Alvaro falling low. Another good charm onto Razork because he tries to step forward to kill off Alvaro. Spear rush in and out as Jojo sets LEC up for his fourth kill of the game.
They just about managed to get Razork. Took them a little bit of time, but the Pantheon will end up falling and they have to back away. Again, as you say,
oscarinin not at the play as of yet. MKOI, well, TP away. Humanoid just leaves, okay. I think MKOI are going to just go in. Okay, we saw Humanoid leave. We'll just dive onto Mickey and he's dead. Cool.
Duffman effect.
That's the Simpsons Duffman effect right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what just happened. Humanoid just TP'd away in the middle of everyone, and MKOI was like, great, cool, yeah, that seems good.
Mickey dies, and then MKOI get the Drake, force Humanoid away, infinite duress coming out once again onto Mirwin. There's the Grand Starfall as well. Mirwin is caught out, equalized down, but he will fall for the third time this game.
But there is that combo that we were talking about that makes it incredibly tough. Even oscarinin, I've seen him for the stride breaker for the AoE slow afterwards as well, means you're never escaping, even with the flash from Mirwin. So this is going to be the combo that Fnatic are playing through, and it's going to be on Movistar Core to see if they can respond now with picks as Mickey once more.
Doesn't have the Unbreakable Will, but has Exhaust and Flash. Exhaust obviously really good on the Neferi. She tries to jump in. Jojo Pyun will be able to get the bot tier 1, and that'll be the first tower of the game, while Fnatic somehow obsessed with the purple buffs this game. 6 grubs and the Rift Herald complete for them. The tower going over to teleport from Jojo Pyun. He's finished his Horizon Focus? No. Man, what?
Horizon Focus.
Yeah, it's Horizon Focus. Yeah, what's the other one I'm thinking of? I keep thinking Event Horizon, but that's why I got you. Humanoid going in here. Seismic shot back on Mirwin. Okay, he's dead again. That's happened a lot this game, and it is because he's been targeted. It's not all been Mirwin's fault. I think there have been a couple of small
misses. Could have left that Rift Herald for the mid lane as well, because this tower more than likely going to fall regardless, but still, nice plays from Fnatic and just opening up more and more of the map. This sort of position with the mid lane tower still up, because you want to try and play for mid two sides. But hang on, Razor.
As pursuit onto Razor, flash in by Mickey, lands the two-man knock of Albo, knocked back into the team. There's the Magnet Storm. Razor still surviving in this. Elioya dashing away. Razor tried to flash, but he was ignited and he falls to Elioya. Now the target has to be that Neferi, but Mickey has other ideas. Knocks Albo back in. 2 for 2 so far, with Super's fallen low. The blast go from Super! Oh my god, that was the antithesis of his name, not Super at all. Upset gets the triple, only Elioya gets out.
Super to oops, very throughout this fight. You'll see there, knockback. Then ends up knocking Alvaro back into the team, but it opens up then for Fnatic to try and play in towards this choke, but you're going to see it here. Knocking Jojo Gun back in.
Gun will live in the memory of Super, is what we'll say. As he yeeted his team back into the Unraveled Earth, Mickey goes in here, dodges the charm, immediately jumps onto Elioya, who still has flash, remember, but doesn't have a chance to use it. He's down. Razork will take the kill. Drake up in 4 seconds time, and the gold swings into Fnatic's favor.
Couldn't even have the untargetability come up either, so just completely caught out there. And now Dragon going across, more pushing waves going to be coming through as well. Fnatic going to be able to take control. Looking like they want to try and go for this mid lane turret over the next couple of minutes as well, but it's just being able to get some deeper vision is going to set that up so nicely.
Really is. Will be 2 dragons apiece overall. Fnatic coming back into this game as MKOI just a couple of mistakes costing them really dearly. Oscar winning further forward. But now this tower in the mid lane stands, but Fnatic are looking to raise it pretty sharpish.
Yeah, you can see though, because the mid lane tower is still here, everyone on Movistar Koi can just group to it. And Fnatic can't play far enough and deep enough into these top or bot lanes to draw people across. So this is where I'm saying it kind of gets a little awkward. So at least Fnatic just basically try to be a nuisance and steal away Movistar Koi's jungle, but actually cracking these turrets, you kind of have to 5-man or find some way around it.
Yeah, so I was giggling a little bit there because both Upset and Humanoid ran through the blue buff field, and it was very much a who's going to get it, and then Upset got it, and you saw Humanoid just like kind of pace back and forth really quickly. Like, Upset having it obviously isn't too impactful. He will be very happy to have that extra mana regeneration when he's playing this AP/AD Kai'Sa build with the Ginsu's Nash's Tooth. It gives him a lot more ability to spam out those voids game right now. They know they can't really hard force. MKOI are close enough in terms of gold, in terms of items, to beat them if they do. So you just slowly chip away at things until...
His Upset has just looked absolutely fantastic, and it does frustrate me when I keep hearing there's always a KDA player. It's not.
Oh, flash forward immediately. That's the... Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not sure we can even show that on TV. If we have to change Gragas's names, then why do we go? How can we show that, guys? That was disgusting. It's 18
just disappeared off my screen. And now, Movistar Koi trying to re-engage.
And they're always going in. Mickey has the ultimate, has the exhaust as well. We'll pop the Unbreakable Will. The Baron down to 2,000. Mickey sacrificing himself for the good of the team here as he manages to let them get the Baron. Elioya on the chase. Seismic's job will stop him from going any further. Fnatic get out with the Baron and 4 members still alive.
Yeah, one quick pick and that's Fnatic's
move from a side lane into mid and then being able to team up with Razork and Mickey. Now Fnatic pushing forward here. Humanoid has the push in bot side. Will be spotted placing a ward, so MKOI might use this as an opportunity to engage. Jojo still has his summoner, that flash, because didn't have the chance to use it last time.
But again, look at the way like Fnatic are playing in the map. This is going to be their line of attack, and they're just using that Pantheon, so then he always has the opportunity to ult down here if he needs to, ult over here, and it's just a great setup. It makes this 3-1-1 really difficult to defend from Movistar Koi, because no matter where you put your presence, you end up losing out.
It's like Santa Claus at an unappreciative kid's home.
Elaborate.
No matter where you put your presence, you end up losing out. Right now, Fnatic's presence are up towards the top lane. Humanoid's pushing through mid, 4-1 the split. There's the Weaver's Wall to separate Super and Elioya from the rest of the team. Not quite timed with the wave, but close enough that Fnatic should be able to crack this tier 2. Extend their gold lead to about 7k. That's a Magnet Storm. Charm going in as well. A great ultimate from Alvaro, but there is no follow-up from the rest of the team. Infinite Duress going out as they dive forward. Razor looking for a little bit more. Oscar actually still has that ultimate if he does want to dive in. And he finds the backline. He finds two. Nom, 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 nom. One wolf, much better than the dogs. Elioya falls and Fnatic crack open the game.
Upset is the gift that keeps on giving in this game, flashing forward with the Seekers to keep himself safe and sets up Fnatic for a Game 1 win.
What a performance from Fnatic.
Right, Loki?
Kind of, but I think I actually still like MKOI's draft more.
Yeah?
I think Sejuani Yon is just
I
so
trust
suitable.
you. Fully trust this guy. I trust you, bro.
I'm sure
Always
you
away.
Yeah, and that's, as you can see, the Clone just continue to hit, so Mirren taking a little bit of the worst trade there, but both junglers still sitting here. Razork trying to be a bit of a nuisance, but I think without the level 6s, you don't win this.
Oh, Elioya flashes. They know Razork doesn't have flash. He's going to dash onto Mirwin, but Razork's already down. Oscar's now in the middle of Elioya and Mirwin. Mirwin flashes away, and Oscar's dead. It's a double for Elioya. Deja vu, I have seen this story before.
Massive mistake from the Fnatic top side. Way too greedy on the play, and they end up giving across the kills now. Both at least to Elioya, which means Oscar Insto stands chance to lane. You get the chance to try and do it, because Alvaro will be able to stop you and interrupt you before you get to the tower. Sejuani in position pop, and now Razork here to show up as well.
Alvaro goes in. The wave there in time. Now super flashes forward. Upset cleanses and flashes away. Didn't need the cleanse, but did burn it anyway. And now super with no flash is jumped on by Razork. Alvaro has a depth charge following him. Flash hook across the wall. The battle dance not used. Alvaro falls, and now it's 2 for 2.
Super thought he had the outplay, was hoping that the flash into the arcane shift would finish
Straight into Nash's Tooth Azir. Humanoid has forced Jojo down to about half HP. Alvaro's coming across. Humanoid flashes away from the Fate Seal. Jumps onto Mickey as Alvaro went in with the quickness. Mickey doesn't have the flash and is locked up with the Glacial Prison. True Shot Barrage coming down, and it's Super who claims the kill. Humanoid dashing in, thinking he'd catch out Alvaro, who has to flash across the wall. Super falling low to Upset, who doesn't have a flash of his own. Humanoid stunned towards the bottom side, trying to survive, and Elioya has made him meet his maker. Upset's coming across. Razork dashing in here, looking for a little bit more as Jojo and Alvaro are both low. Upset clearing out a control ward, because he doesn't really think he can do much more. As Razork goes back in, Crescent Guard, make it rain across the wall. Razork, well, Alvaro jumps back in. There's the Permafrost. Alvaro's dead to the double up. Upset finds him. Oscar almost dead in the top side as well. As Mirwin holds on to the Verbal Execution and flashes, and then dashes out. Oscar falls.
Oscar falls on top side. Alvaro goes too far on the bot side, but it's Movistar Koi who are still kind of getting these leads. You have Jojo who's still covering that bot wave, so he's going to be at this point. It's like, hey, yeah, you're going to get the Krugs, but I thought the Crescent Guard would be more valuable in something like an upcoming objective fight. Now he probably will still have it back up, but it was Alvaro who just ended up going that bit too far. Then ended up netting the kill for Upset off the back of it. So now 3 kills on towards Upset.
Oh, Mirwin, that was gorgeous! A public execution to dodge the Emperor's Divide. Elioya comes across the wall and picks up his 4th of the game.
That was so nice.
Talked about the stone skin. You need to auto to get that extra armor, right? So Oscar Winner not even having the opportunity to auto here. Alvaro on the chase as well. Oscar Winner going to try and survive underneath the tower. Jojo tanks it up first. But with the 6 Void Grubs, this tower will fall pretty sharpish. Cyclone coming out. There's the Fate Seal as well. The Clone going to get the extra knockup, but look at how low Oscar is. And Razork unable to finish off Alvaro as of yet. Now he gets him. It's a double. As Jojo and Alvaro fall, Razork had to flash forward for the kills.
Yeah, they try to go for the dive, but it doesn't quite work out. And again, Razork.
And then Elioya already stacking up that Heartsteel on the Sejuani. Fnatic aren't going to fight over this Drake with the 3rd neutral objective of the game.
They're going to move over towards Rift Tower to try and control it, but Upset getting accelerated should be a strong point for Fnatic to play through. But because Movistar Koi have been so accelerated in the sideline through Mirren, it makes it very difficult to try and play through that. Humanoid also going for these kind of big plays hasn't worked, and then Mickey calls.
Oh, Nautilus Death Fund is eating well. Flash across the wall. Good dredge line. We'll get Mickey out. I guess the Death Fund will have to wait for another day, as he's only died once this game. Oscar winning 2 whole levels behind, basically. It's like 1 in 8/10. There's a better fraction for that. 4/5. There we go. As Jojo goes in with a Fate Seal from long range. Jojo finds it. Oh, okay. They doubted his Yone on the desk, but Jojo's coming out punching in this game.
It has been spectacular for him, and again, it's a lot of that has been Oyoya, a driving force in the backcourt line, Mickey just being a nuisance here, but also then just having the mirror and being able to solo win at the lane. And now
that shot's going out. I think Mickey was being a little bit more of a nuisance. The quickness used by Alvaro. It's going to be Razok falling first. As Fnatic begin to retreat, they do manage to pick off Jojo, but it's Mickey that gets that kill. MKOI have an extra man right now. Humanoid's back up, does have teleport, but isn't going to dive in towards that top side. Rifthold summoned, and it will be a tier 2 for MKOI.
Yeah, Mirror's at a public execution, so I was a little nervous about what was about to happen. But Fnatic will back away, but this is exactly what
Darted by MKOI. They know there's no depth charge, they know there's no bullet time. And it seems like they know Fnatic aren't going to fight them over it. 3,000 gold to lead for MKOI. They will get Otacon to their names as well.
Well, obviously MKOI played this so well.
Of the game, it's an Ocean Soul for us here. They have 2 items on Super, 2 items on Elioya, 2 items on Mirwin. I don't really think Fnatic will want to fight. In fact, I think they definitely won't. This Humanoid is caught out in a side lane. And MKOI, alongside the Drake, will take a tier 2 as their treasure.
This is kind of just dismantling Fnatic.
Yeah.
After the last game, I thought this would
Go back and make sure you spend all of your gold. You've picked up a lot of it in the last few minutes, so don't give Fnatic the opportunity to get back into the game. We saw Series 1 had a ton of throws in it.
Yes! I love the idea that like regular students go to pub quiz, medical students just all go to someone's house.
Yeah, it's in the watch House of Scrubs. The Glacial Prison hits onto Razok, and we talked about the risk of defending the mid-tier 1. Well, that's the risk, and now it gets even riskier. The TP comes in from Oscarinin, does get the Cyclone down, looks for the second, but there's no follow-up from the rest of the team. Oscarinin's dead again. 7-0-2 now for Elioya.
Yeah, that was a continue to keep that pressure up in mid, and what are Fnatic going to do? There is 0 interaction in this game.
Lose.
Ah, thank you. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. Immediately, but I think he has had a really good impact, and even though he's only 2-2-5, I think the threat that he's provided for the team at all points has been exceptional so far. Now with the Baron MKOI looking to even out this series, 7,500 gold lead. I have seen games thrown from this gold score with Fnatic in them.
I've also seen them from MKOI.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. Okay. Not over till it's over. Elioya trying to put that final nail in the coffin as he does step forward here. Not really any damage. Oscarinin jumps forward and Miu's like, oh, nope. I'll leave the clone there and back away.
Yeah, the problem is, unless you have Humanoid there, Elioya doesn't die.
Yeah.
So with Humanoid elsewhere at the map, Elioya is like, cool, I'm just going to walk in here and do what I want.
Oscarinin level 14 to the level 17 of Mirwin. Jojo 17 as well, as Humanoid's only 15 and a half. Mirwin will be able to take the top in here. There's the Cyclone in onto him. Glacial Prison does go wide. Depth Judge there for the follow-up with the quickness coming out. They can't get onto the back line. Razok dives in. Jojo's killed Humanoid. Down towards the bottom side. Mirwin's still alive. Razok eventually will get the kill. A 1-for-1 exchange, but 3 inhibitors going to fall here for Fnatic. I don't think 1-for-1 is enough.
Now Super going to be able to pre-fire now with Elioya going in.
Good dredge line away from Mickey, still caught up with the permafrost. Does not die to the Yone. Grub's pushing in. 3-wave does Baron up minions as well, although Razok was able to deal with one of them. There's a lot of cannons here as Jojo dashes back out. Almost like some...
Enough knowledge to tell you how that siege went, so you could just completely lie to me.
All I know is there's a Horde and Alliance at entrance, so... You have to go through the Horde one apparently, and it doesn't show up on your minimap. So we'll just grudge to make sure no one can escape. 3 items as well on Elioya with that Kanik Ruka. Double super minions in every lane, but not synced up as well as MKOI would like. I think bot and top are going to crash about the same time. Fnatic unable to deal with mid right now. Here come the minions. A Sun Disc put down. Upset can use the bullet time. Mickey goes in. And they will not kill off Alvaro! Oh my god, it's Majesty in Madrid! As MKOI finally engaged, Fnatic extending to them. Humanoid dives in with the Emperor's Divide, but he still can't kill off Jojo. MKOI, 5 players alive. Oscar in it flashes away and ruins the perfect line. Oscar underneath the fountain will be killed by a true shot barrage as we go all the way to game 3.
Beautiful.
More sense together. I do think they're a little bit low on the engaged side with only the Vi going in.
Yeah.
But I think what MKOI is drafted is just really weird.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for Fnatic to try and play through the fights. And I think, like, yes, they do have some range advantage in Oscar and Humanoid, but I don't think it's enough of a range advantage to just deny everything that MKOI want to bring to the table.
It makes sense. We'll see how the drafts play up into each other as the game goes on. Mirwin going in here. Okay, well, Mirwin is dead. That did not go too well for Mirwin.
Yeah. And that's not going to go
As soon as possible. It's great TP coming out as Jojo is looking for blood. Oscar still has his flash. Jojo. Okay, so where we are. Abscond, flash. Flash away from Oscar, abduct. Jojo misses and now doesn't have a flash of his own. Razork's on his way across. Last time we saw Fnatic fight a 2v2 on the top side, it didn't end up well for them. But Razork chases forward and down goes Mirwin. Jojo absconds and abducts a minion. And that's not what you want. 3-0 Fnatic.
Top lane is hemorrhaging gold from Obvisar Koi, and Fnatic are happy to pick up the pieces. 2 kills now. Oscar in about how aggressive he can go, and the fact that now the camps are respawn on the top side. So as Dragon goes down, I imagine Oscar in basically going to try and hold this wave in position so then he doesn't end up overextending on the top side.
Wave underneath the tower. There was a plate for Oscar on the bot side, so he's 1,100 gold ahead. Not going straight for the Manamune, instead he's got himself a serrated Dark as Razork's gone so deep. Alvaro with a great pop loss and lands a stun on 2. Mickey's going to fall to the tower. Oh my god. I thought it was all over, but Razork had other ideas. Stopped by Mirwin as he tried to spot breaker across the wall. Upset needs a TP from his teammate to try and help him out of this one. Human is going to catch out Jojo. Oscar Winning coming in from the side. Elioya, though, on that front line is going to get knocked out by Oscar Winning. Fnatic will extricate themselves from the situation, but they just went so deep for the dive. Ojo! Jojo was able to get Humanoid from, stop him from recalling at least, and in the end, it is just 1 kill for naught.
But look at the bot side. Super going to work his way through these turret plates as well. So it's not only the fact that that kill went across, it's now going to bleed over into that nice little lead that Super's starting to accumulate for himself. And it's off Razork going way too deep on the play. Just not respecting that, 1, anyone on MKOI could have been moving towards that top side, and 2, you just couldn't really follow up. Like, upset it to a flash. You just try and get in range to auto attack.
Super stopped. Has already used the rocket jump. He's going to be handshook back here. Gravity Well going down as well. He does have the cleanse, but he won't burn it. Arcane Storm takes him down, and Super falls in bot lane.
That Gravity Well was actually clutch, because if he'd got that extra auto attack onto Mickey, he would have got the jump reset and been able to escape, but just not quite able to get that last tick of damage means that he won't be able to survive. So bit of a whoopsie from Super, but it's now just going to be a trade of objectives on each side of the map.
Yeah, a little bit greedy on the plate, a little bit greedy with his back positioning as well. You can save the rocket jump, you can walk underneath the tower. Both of those were options. At least he doesn't burn his summoners when he thought he was put.
The classic of, yeah, I'll be there in a jiffy and you're just about to get into the shower.
Oscar here, holding on to his final auto attack, letting as many minions die to this tower as possible. Still has that sizable sum of a lead, 1.5k ahead now after taking that first turret. Razork gets the smite and takes away the blue, and Bolt Breaker's over to safety. Next objective is 1.5 minutes before we have a rift held. Ooh, Oscar is going to get slowed up with the upheaval. Heal coming out as well from Alvaro as they look for the chase, but Oscar is pretty darn fast with Swifties already.
Constantly being able to play at arm's reach, and also then having the U bundled up in the pit. But here we go. MKOI going to have to try and engage in this bottom half of the fight.
Mirwin has snuck behind Oscar in here. Elioya going forward. Oscar is going to have to flash away. Elioya with the slow. Lands the impale, and Mirwin chases forward with the needlework. Oscar in is down. Mirwin gets the shutdown, and Fnatic immediately call for the retreat.
All right, Oscar in got caught. Nicely done by Mirwin to wait in the bush and set up then for Elioya over the wall. And now Fnatic going to go with the tail tucked between their legs. There's still 15 seconds until Dragon as well, so MKOI.
Impale and their needlework, so they will accept. Second Dragon of the game goes over to Fnatic. About 1,000 gold lead overall for Fnatic off the first 17.5 minutes of this matchup, but We have seen MKOI manage to pick up a couple of things in the last coming on. Needs a little bit of support down in this bottom side. Basil walking in immediately. Charges up the Bulk Breaker. They should be able to get this control ward. Mickey takes it. Handshakes again just onto the clone. Fnatic are investing a lot in getting this bot side push. In fact, they're investing a lot in trying to kill a Skada, but he's damn tanky, and there's the Pop Blossom follow-up. Great Featherstorm from Upset. Lands the root as well onto Alvaro. The Arcane Storm starting to do a little bit of work. Now, Mirwin, the next target, is a TP in behind Fnatic. Hallowed Mist almost taking out Razork there with the needlework, but can't quite get the extra bit of damage.
Fnatic needed that to work. A little bit of a struggle for them as now top side.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for Oscar winning here. Because Mirwin's here, Alvaro's here, Eliora's here, and Oscar doesn't have a flash. There's a blast cone for him, TP coming out from MKOI, as they invest a lot of resources into making sure this Jace goes the way of the Dodo.
Yeah, 10 seconds on Atacam, but now Mickey finds Super.
Oh, great handshake, but Super even chased with the cease and desist. He got the reset on the rocket jump, and there's a blast cone there for him. Does have to burn the flash. Meanwhile, Jojo's on the flank, and Mickey has to flash away himself. Hostile takeover stolen away. Won't be able to connect onto anyone. We call that one a merger. As Humanoid is being chased out by Mirwin. Hallowed Mist doing a lot of work here. Mirwin dashing forward though. Humanoid can turn some damage back onto him.
Yeah, no connection on Jojo Pyun using that hostile takeover. It was a bit of a disaster. You can see Razork and Humanoid just hugging the wall, able to escape. At least MKOI going to be able to put down the Rift Tower mid, should get the mid lane tower on resets, and Jojo also moving up towards the top side means that they'll get at least a little bit of damage onto the top side plate, or towers I should say.
Tower falls in the mid lane. MKOI, the first to take a mid-tier 1, get another charge out of the Rift Tower as well, as it is eventually killed off by Fnatic. The gold shrinks to about 1.2k in Fnatic's favor, and you can hear the crowd in loud voice as well. MKOI slowly working their way back into this game, Dagda.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is just losing control of the map and then Atacam being taken away by Fnatic. Like, MKOI are doing a very good job of very quickly collapsing onto Fnatic as they try and play in the mid wave or like try and play on towards the top side.
It's happening!
There we go, yeah.
Oh, this feels scary for Fnatic, scary for MKOI as well. Mirwin's going to take the bot tier 1.
There's no
MKOI aren't going to challenge. As you say, no TP on the Gwen means that MKOI don't want to fight it. They had Impale, they had Pop Block.
You need to be careful of MKOI suddenly trying to force a play in mid, but with Elioya on reset and Jojo now moving down to try and catch that wave, it'll be mid tower for Fnatic as well. So 2 towers picked up off the pressure before the strike.
Mirwin has teleport and is looking for that top tier 1. So 2 towers for 1 will be the ending of this exchange, unless Mirwin continues to push forward, which he might. Has those Infernal Cinders to pick up a little bit more ability. Hasty Impale onto 2, but no real follow-up here for MKOI. Super and Alvaro were not in position to chase any further in. Razork goes down to a 3rd HP. Meanwhile, Mirwin continues to push in top.
Stop the ports. I mean, if MKOI can try and prevent Fnatic from resetting, you can have the tier 2 gone, and you can also have your cake at the Dragon as well. So this is where it's a little bit of a precarious spot. Fnatic, with Razork going in that bit too deep, are in a weird position.
I think Fnatic just get the Drake. Oscar TPing back because he knows he's already lost the tier 2, but the Dragon is gone. So Mirwin just gets more time on top. He's taken the tier 2 already. Play into TP. So he is very powerful. Fnatic might give up the Drake in exchange for a Baron. Now I will say, we've seen this happen in the G2 series.
Yeah, I will say though, like, I think this is a good call from Fnatic. MKOI had a really strong position in that jungle, and I think if Fnatic tried to brute force it, Jojo had a good flank, you had Elioya in a decent spot, I think it would have been a disaster. Now they pulled them out, and it worked better.
Desist onto Elioya, he's rooted up, and the Pop Blossom finds 4. Jojo looking for the flank already, the Nico has fallen. Mirwin going in as well, as Razork does have the bailout to try and bring it back to life. Jojo on the back line, Oscar and Humanoid running for the hill, Super coming in as well. So far, 1-for-1 exchange, a double Impale! Snip, snip goes Mirwin, a double through the double Impale! Jojo chases further, Humanoid forced away, good knockback by Oscar Ridden, as he manages to save his mid laner. But the Impale into the shears from Mirwin's enough. Super jumps out of the Dragon Pit. I think
MKOI trying to play off this mid wave, and finally you're starting to draw Fnatic out from that point.
That's the thing, by gaining control of the mid wave, Fnatic don't want to lose their mid tier 2. Razork goes in, cease and desist. Immediately they dive onto Super, and the handshake will pull him back. Fnatic have found 1. The Movistar Koi, AD carry in a shallow grave. MKOI can back away. They can reset and look to fight Fnatic if they do start up the Baron.
Super needed to buffer the engage with the jump, but wasn't able to do so. And now you're down one of your main damage dealers.
Just the clone, it's just the clone.
But still, MKOI just trying to push in mid, force Fnatic, but they're going to go for the Baron.
Mickey has the hostile takeover here. It's going to be difficult for Mobstar to get in. Elioya rooted with the handshake. Baron down to 5,000 HP. Mirwin going in as well. The Impale hitting with the gravity well into the hostile takeover. Stops the engage from MKOI. Humanoid able to stay out of range as well as the Pop Blossom. Razork is down, but Fnatic were able to get the Baron. Humanoid and Razork fall. Fnatic get the Baron and walk out.
They will lose two.
Down to bot and should be able to secure at least one tower off this push.
Yeah, you can see there's no real wards for Mirren to TP to, so a combo from Fnatic and try to burst someone out doesn't really work.
Humanoid is really strong though, and if he can have a little bit of time in a fight, that Arcane Storm can do a huge amount of work. Mirwin going in alongside Elioya, gravity well used by Humanoid, who steps forward for a little bit more damage onto the Skarner. Alro chunked out a tad as well. It can be hard to tell exactly what his health is as he transforms into a Razorbeak. Drake up in 16 seconds. MKOI have given up the ghosts on this mid lane tier 2. It will fall. They tried to gain control towards the river, but they're spotted by a control ward right now. Humanoid does have his flash. MKOI go all the way around. No vision here for Fnatic at all.
MKOI are all in on this dragon. They're completely abandoned mid. If you lose this, you can lose the game. But Jojo trying to get the flank. They're trying to draw Fnatic multiple different ways, so they can't just set up behind the hostile takeover.
Alvaro has flash, has Pop Blossom, and is currently cosplaying as a Scorpion. Sends it in. Elioya on the Drake, down to 3,000. The smite comes out. Elioya's the one to secure it. Also takeover coming out as well. As the re-engage happens onto Mirwin, but there's the Pop Blossom. Feathers fly, and the roots come back. Upset pulls him through too. Jojo goes golden, but he's taken out where he stands. He comes back up. Only Elioya and Super left alive. Fnatic win the fight. How much more can they find?
Oscar Renan did so much damage with Upset in that fight. Humanoid went down immediately, and I thought that was going to be it. Fnatic may just lose out, but somehow Fnatic are holding on, and now working their way through the base. Super and Elioya have to put on the hero shoes to carry this one.
I feel like they should be able to defend it. There's the risk of a flash handshake from Mickey, but he's already used it. They jump in onto Super. Oscar knows who the target needs to be. Upset's tanking the turret, though. And I think after that, they'll realize they can't go any further. Good handshake. Oscar dives back forward. Super almost taking out Oscar in there, but there's a chunk from an accelerated shock blast. Would love to see a replay of that last fight around the Dragon. This is Barcelona's today, and that's like someone scores a goal and it's immediately called back for offside. It's like, yeah, oh no. We need VAR in League of Legends. That's how we make it more interesting. As Humanoid's caught Pop Blossom as well. Razork and Upset have to try and get away, but the chase continues. No Feather Storm for Upset, but no life for Elioya. Hostile takeover, but Mickey comes in from the side, and Upset kills off the Skarner. 2 for 1, the exchange in MKOI's favor.
They are trying everything here to pick off multiple members of Fnatic. Like, they get them in jungle, but Upset being able to survive thanks to the cleanse, thanks to being able to...
MKOI, I mean, you have to assume they don't know. Otherwise, maybe they just decided not to contest. Fnatic will get the Baron. Drake up in a minute 50. MKOI are going to play for that mid wave, but Fnatic are grouping up towards the top side.
Yeah, I think you have to reset as MKOI, though. You can't really take this base race. Jojo Pyun's going to try and do it, but I don't know if you can even clear these waves as effectively as you'd like to. Oscar Renan can even go back. He's going to have his TP up momentarily just to cover. Actually going to send Humanoid, who has the TP up available now.
Yeah, you have the empowered recalls for Humanoid. Jojo will get an inhibitor tower out of this, so good exchange overall from MKOI. You give up a tier 2 for an inhibitor tower. Your inhibitor is respawning in 2 minutes time. Unfortunately for you, there's an Infernal Soul for either team up in a minute's. Yeah, good read all round by Fnatic. There's the TP as well from Mirwin towards the mid lane. Clone goes forward, Elioya looking for the Ishtal's impact, can't find a connection. Handshake back, Impale is short, the gravity well down as well. Elioya is the first to fall, the Arcane Storm begins its work. Mirwin dashing forward onto Mickey, he's got the bailout. Needles from Mirwin, won't find much more. Fnatic taking down the jungler, and there's only 20 in the game. And I don't think without your jungler you can really take that smite fight. This Xayah is well and truly scaled into the game. Full build, only lacking the upgraded boots. It's a 7,000 gold lead for Fnatic as they push in with the Baron. 2 waves left of this. Be this +1 most likely as they have 50 seconds before that buff times out. Hostile takeover. Well, Razork was able to dodge away from it. Thought perhaps he might have dodged into his death, but just about able to escape as Mirwin dashes forward, looking for Mickey. Need to work into the bailout. Mickey's down. Hostile takeover doesn't connect onto anyone. Super gets the kill. Fnatic retreat. The inhibitor line will stand for MKOI.
And that Baron is about to fall off as well, so it's the...
Then you can, with someone as fed as this Tristana, or as strong as this Tristana, you can just delay the game a little bit more. Oscar snipped by Mirwin, clipping at his heels. Jojo with a great flank. Oh, hostile takeover.
It's
onto Upset, but he cleanses and feather storms immediately. He has enough tools to get himself out of that one.
This though means that if Jojo can hang on until he can get ultimate available again, can take Razork's ultimate and just look for Upset. That is all the safety tools apart from flash down. But MKOI immediately start on towards the Baron.
TP coming out as well from Jojo. He looks to join up with his team. Fnatic stepping forward. Look where Mirwin is. He's down towards the bottom side near that blue. MKOI will get the Baron. Both teams apprehensive about making a big play.
Upset's ultimate is so close to coming back up. It looks like MKOI won't be able to try and play for it here. Even Jojo had stolen the Jace ultimate, now going to change it back.
And the issue for Fnatic now is they don't have access to this wave. MKOI are doing a really good job of gating them off as Jojo goes into Oscarinin, who has to flash away. Buster shot used as well. Jojo falls low. Razork takes him. Oscarinin survives through the explosive charge. Humanoid chase down towards the bottom side. Oscarinin is so low, but doesn't have teleport to rejoin this fight. MKOI could play a 4v4 if they take it immediately.
Humanoid was spotted though, and I think Eloya and Super want to try and make a play on him. Mickey, good handshake to keep them at bay.
As well. Oscar's going to take the long way around. Super still has that Guardian Angel on his shoulders. Razork looking for the Elder Dragon. Mirwin going forward. It's Super who gets the Elder. Is it Super for MKOI? The needle's just short of Humanoids. Fnatic look to try and turn this play around, but MKOI get the Elder, and they're pinging towards the inhibitors. They're not going to be able to go for it. It's who needs the movement speed, who needs the attack speed. MKOI stepping forward, a minute left on the Elder. Baron expires, but so does the inhibitor tower. So will the inhibitor as MKOI crack through the base of Fnatic. Jojo doing work as well as he moves towards the mid lane in here. That's 2 inhibitors for MKOI. Elioya being chased away.
I was about to say that was in his inventory, but just got placed. Is basically just what they're trying to play for.
Mirwin uses the stopwatch. Razork was looking for him. Jojo still on that flank position, but Fnatic do have a wave here with them. MKOI, they played around the Baron. Jojo here to stop Fnatic for now. Steals away the hostile takeover. Will pocket, but no one from Fnatic's going to get caught by it. Mirwin jumps in and immediately assassinates Humanoid. The Pop Blossom as well. Onto Razork, counter hostile takeover. Mirwin falling lower as Upset begins to open up. Mirwin's down, Super dives forward, and Upset dies. Brought back by the GA. Super trying to survive. That's Guardian Angel of his own. Upset's about to respawn as Fnatic. It's Oscar, Upset, and Mickey still alive, but there are Super minions beginning to walk into their base.
They want to just TP in. They want to just look for the end, but it's still Super is so healthy. I know Yoy is here. TP to the mid wave. Oscarinin wants to just look for the end as Fnatic play keep away.
Alvaro's up in 10 seconds time. Upset trying to do what he can here. The handshake back. There's a hostile takeover onto Super, but it doesn't really matter because Elioya is tanky enough. Super still has the Guardian Angel as Upset goes in. The Impale stops him. The bailout not enough. Super will get the shutdown, and meanwhile in the base, Oscarinin is met by a Pop Blossom. TP's coming in as well by Humanoid. Fnatic are looking for the win. It's all on Humanoid.